With the new Police, Crime and Sentencing Act 2022, should we be worried about being moved on from having our cup of tea and a lay-by or our van taken off us for staying somewhere overnight? Well, in short, no. But keep watching to see why I think that. Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up, it really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like. I have no doubt you've all heard about the Police, Crime and Sentencing Act 2022, which introduces new powers in the UK, including what has been dubbed the Motorhome Wild Camping Bill. With headlines like these all over the place for the past few months, I have put off making a video about it until the final version was confirmed and the law actually passed, which happened on the 28th of April 2022. The sensationalised headlines and forum comments suggest, amongst many other things, because of this, we now can't stay in a lay-by for a cup of tea, or if you're caught sleeping overnight, you'll have your van taken off you straight away. Well, is this true? I've reviewed the legislation, and though I am not a legal expert, here is my considered view of if we should worry about it. I've looked at it from our perspective, which I would say is a pretty average casual recreational campervan or motorhome user in the UK. Travelling in the UK, using both campsites and wild camping, I'm not going to comment on any wider morality or controversy around the bill, just what I think are the risks of it impacting us as campervan owners. Part 4 of the legislation covers what is referred to as unauthorised encampments, which is where many of the headlines have come from. So if we choose a place to wild camp in our van, is there now more chance we will be asked to move on because of this? Well, the Act does not make more spaces private or make it easier for anyone to ask you to move on. If you've never been asked to move on before, then there's nothing to suggest it will suddenly happen more often now. If you do get asked to move on and you are on someone else's land, then all you would have to do is move on, unless you have a reasonable excuse. Now, if you are inadvertently on private land and causing an obstruction while you have your cup of tea, then it may be reasonable to expect you to move on immediately. If you've stopped somewhere because you are tired, you're not causing an obstruction, and it may not be safe for you to move immediately, then moving in the morning is likely to be deemed as reasonable. So, given that we're careful not to cause obstructions or park where we're not wanted, then there seems no valid scenarios for us where there would be a risk of the new offence being enforced. The new offence covers England and Wales and does give the police the power to seize property, including vehicles, where individuals reside or intend to reside on land with a vehicle. But the important factors are the offence will be committed if a person who resides or intends to reside with a vehicle on land fails to leave the land or remove their property without reasonable excuse when asked to do so by the occupier of the land, their representative or a constable, and they have caused or are likely to cause significant damage, disruption or distress. In the government's response to petitions about the legislation, they confirmed those residing on land in a vehicle who do not cause significant harm will not be caught by the new offence. The high threshold to be caught by the offence helps ensure any enforcement action is proportionate. We expect police decisions to arrest and seize vehicles to continue to be taken in consultation with the local authority where appropriate. The local authority would need to offer assurance that they have relevant measures in place to meet any welfare and safeguarding needs for those affected by the loss of their accommodation before police take any enforcement action. So, police must follow the guidance to determine whether an offence has been committed. So, since it's a criminal offence, the police must produce evidence to justify that the reasoning that an offence has or is likely to be committed. So it's not a simple exercise and has multiple steps to jump through, taking time. It's not something that can be done whilst they're stood next to you in a lay-by. The guidance also clarifies the new laws must not be used to deny leisure activities or enjoyment of the countryside. So in our case, which I'm sure is similar to many of you out there, when we wild camp, we don't park where it's clear we're not wanted, we don't leave mess or cause obstructions or damage. We never have been asked to move, but if we were and the person had a legitimate reason and power, we would move in a reasonable amount of time. After reports of notices being left on windscreens on parked campervans some years ago, we made this simple note to put on our van if we ever had to respond to a note. We've never had to use it. Just in case, and to make sure we have the relevant info to hand, we've made a very simple card should we ever be challenged when wild camping, to help us to stay calm and know our rights should anyone threaten the use of the new legislation. We've included links to both of these in the video notes. I hope this has been useful and reassuring. If you have any questions or feedback, please do pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.